I don't know who put this lineup together. These eloquent speakers, beautiful singing. That's over now. I only know one way to be, and that's me. But I was reading and I saw this one thing just came to my mind. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. It didn't say in the good things give thanks, it said in all things. And that's what I want to do today. I don't know how to go on yet, but I will. And I know they are loved. And we did I say we because I was part of it, did a video, the Nelon singing Scars in Heaven. And that, if I only knew the last time would be the last time. The weird brother in me, when they got on that plane, tracked them. I like a little video game, watched the plane go. And right before they were landing in Nebraska to fuel, I texted Amber, please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. To which she responded, thank you, Captain Steubing. And they went out, they ate, and, they're fueled. And I texted her again, told her to get back on the plane. And then at 3:01, I got a text from Kelly. Just said, where are we? And it was, from what I understand, it wasn't moments later that it happened. And I just wondered, well, I know where they're at. I know who they're with. This has probably been the hardest thing in my life to wrap myself around. But they loved people. They loved everything that in their lives. They loved you guys more than you will ever know. And I know they loved the Gaither family, because that's what they were to them. And I will tell you this, we spent a lot of time together, playing games, going places, doing things, and we would always have a bet. You guys are going to know this. How long was it going to take before Jason mentioned Bill Gaither? I mean, we literally, I'm not saying that, we literally had bets. And anybody that bet over 5 minutes lost. But I've cried more than I ever thought humanly possible. I didn't think I could cry anymore. But I will tell you, Karen, there's a song that you did that has ministered to me over and over. It seems like our family loves we got the flair here for ending it tragically. But my God will always be enough. And right now, I don't know how I'm going to move forward, because there's a hole in my life and my heart that is so big, because everybody always thought growing up, as we grew up only knowing one thing. When me and Kelly were kids, we knew one thing and one thing only. We didn't, and I'm being very serious, we didn't realize there were any other gospel music other than the Lefevres. That's all we knew. And we all thought we were related to him. But then I remember Dad putting us on the couch one day and telling us, asking us, we were little kids, if we wanted to sing. Kelly, absolutely, she jumped at. I wanted to play basketball, but I didn't. That was her passion forever until that plane took them to heaven. She loved singing. She loved people. She loved each and every one of you. And the one thing I was speaking to Rhonda about earlier today, I don't know if it's as if God was preparing us, because anybody that knows Kelly and I know we are incredibly close. But she told me she loved me more times this year than she ever had in her life. And she did a lot. Kelly was my protector. And she knew that. When I went on the road, she was like a second mom. And oh my goodness. I just don't know. I'm going to change it right now. I'm going to go on something I know where they're at. I can't cry anymore, so I'm going to, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me a minute, I want to tell you a few little stories. Not a lot. I promise it won't be long, because I won't remember where I've gone anyway, so it won't bother me. But before I ever... But she wanted to help me. And our little, I call her our little Disney Princess Amber, she owned us from day one. I'll never forget, she used to hop on my back and ride. I was a pack mule then. But when we got on the bus, I remember she loved the Jungle Book. She loved Charlotte. I hated Mother Goose. She watched Mother Goose every hour of the day, the Jungle Book. And we were watching it so many times. Me and Jerry were in one of our rooms on the bus watching the Jungle Book. And before we knew it, we were watching the Jungle Book and Amber was gone. And I went out one time to help Amber because we were on the road. I was not with it. I'd already left the Nelons. We were on the road, and they were working this place. I don't remember where it was, but they had a big lake. And she wanted to take a paddle boat. So she asked me if I would go. And I did, and we got out there. How many's ever been on a paddle boat? Those are miserable. That may be the worst thing ever. And she decided, we got out in the middle of that lake and the wind was blowing, and she decided she was too tired to paddle anymore. It felt like 4 days we paddled around in circles. So I told her, you're going to have to help. But I want to tell you something about Amber's heart. There was a moment in my life when our business, housing market crashed, and we had nothing. We had nothing. And our washer and dryer went out. And she had this washer and dryer in storage, brand new, never been used. She had it. And she brought that to me because she knew her Uncle Todd needed it. And that's her job. It wasn't her job, but that was her heart. Amber loved everything, and Amber loved to have fun. And I'll tell you, I don't know. Some of these back here will laugh, I know. But you remember one thing about Amber. You remember the Sam voice. I know you do. I miss that voice. And I loved those times. And I loved her times on the bus. And to anybody that's ever traveled with the Nelons, I love you dearly, but keep your mouth shut. Oh, man. Yes, that was a lesson, Ben, that Jason did not learn. Things came back to me. I was the guilty one, but they all put me up to it. Oh, I tell you, I love Amber. Amber loved Disney more than anything. She loved go. I think it was like a little escape for her in her own little world. And this is how I knew that God put Nathan and Amber together, because Amber bought all things Disney, and she bought her a Minnie Mouse golf bag. And she made Nathan buy a Mickey Mouse golf bag. You know, if you're walking around, and guys are playing golf, you know, if you're walking around with a Mickey Mouse golf bag, you know there's love somewhere in this picture. But I want you to know, Kelly loved you. She loved you with everything. And I do too. And I promise you, and Jamie, I will be there every step of the way for you. And we all will. And I will tell you, as I'm wrapping up, I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you my days before this happened. I talked to Jason, Amber, and Kelly every single day. For each one of them was a good hour. It would start off with Jason as he was living his best life on the farm with his coffee out on the front porch, and whatever had happened at that moment in their lives, I seemed to be the central figure that every one of them wanted to tell. And Jason would go through and we'd talk for us, and we'd talk about whatever it was that just happened. Now granted, I was supposed to be working and get him off the phone. A couple hours later, Amber would call. Same subject, different point of view. And that would be an hour, and I would listen. A little bit later in the day, and I tried to mold work in there sometime. Kelly would call. Same subject, a third point of view. And the last thing I'll tell you, the last thing she would always say every time to me, because she would literally talk until I would say, Kelly, I'm walking in the house now. My whole day is gone. And she would say, well, I talked you home. Well, Kelly, I have talked you home. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. A celebration of life was held for those lost in the plane crash of July 26, 2024. Jason and Kelly Nelon Clark, Nathan and Amber Nelon Kistler were celebrated on Tuesday, August 6, 2024 at 1 p.m. The service was held at Roopville Road Baptist Church in Georgia. This service was live streamed from Roopville for those who could not make it to the venue. But before the service, a visitation with the family took place. 3 members of the singing group, the Nelons, died in a plane crash. The Nelons were one of the most popular gospel bands in their country, USA, and were nominated for several Grammys, among others. Unfortunately, 3 members of the current lineup died in a plane crash. The family band was active since the late 1970s and is considered a big hit, at least among Christian gospel fans. The group was founded in 1977 by Kelly Nelon's father, Rex Nelon, who died in 2000. The band has released more than 35 albums in ever-changing constellations and has received several Grammy nominations and numerous awards. Almost all of the group's members died in a recent tragic plane crash. The band members were on their way to a concert in Alaska on Friday in a private jet, together with family members and friends. Only a short time later, the plane crashed. All 7 passengers died in the accident. The band members killed include Jason and Kelly Nelon Clark and their daughter Amber Nelon Kistler, plus her husband Nathan. Following the tragic death, Autumn posted on her Facebook account, "As many of you have heard by now, my father and mother, Jason and Kelly Nelon Clark, along with my sister Amber and brother-in-law Nathan, and our dear friends Melody, Larry, and Melissa were involved in a tragic plane crash on Friday." She added, "Thank you for the prayers that have already been said for me, my husband Jamie, and our soon-to-be baby, as well as Jason's parents, Dan and Linda Clark. We are grateful for your prayers, love, and support in the days ahead." Autumn Nelon, Streetman, has been expressing her grief on Facebook since the incident. Our sincere condolences to the family during this time of grief. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. See you in the next video.